All right, for the last of the tier 1, we're going to be escaping from the scary stuff, the chokes, the hair pulls, the bear hugs, the ones that are really sort of unpleasant. So we need to find a way to manage them so that we can feel safe. So hair is a real problem in the same way that clothing is difficult because it's not loose, you can't control it. Hair is not going to be fun. And especially hair pull from the back. So let's say, this is going to be an unexpected attack. They're grabbing from the back. So if I'm facing away, doing what I do, if she comes up and grabs, she's going to take a chunk of hair, right? Not only that, probably if she's grabbing me from the back, she's going to pull me backwards. And then I'm off balance, and I'm scared, and I'm probably in pain. So we got to find a way to manage that. So of course, you don't know this is going to happen, so that's why we drill and try to teach our bodies to respond intelligently to this attack. So if I'm standing here unaware, she's going to grab and she's going to pull back. I want to do two things. I want to counter grab here so that I can reduce the amount of her pulling my hair out and pulling me back. And the most important thing is to get my hips under my head. Right? If my head is behind my hips, I have no balance. I have no way to deal with it. So I'm going to drop my hips. So now I'm much more stable. I'm lower, I'm more centered. And the most important thing is that I keep this, and then I'm going to turn to face her, right? If I did this without the grab and I turn, it's going to hurt. She's going to pull my hair more. Because I've secured this, I'm not so worried about it. I've got this secured, it's stuck to my head. I want to keep it planted there. And I'm going to turn in and face her, and she's already not a great spot for feeling comfortable. And then I can just push her off and make my way. Right? So depending on the type of situation that you're in, if she's here and she pulls back again, I'm going to grab, drop my hips, and turn to face her, right? When I do that, first off, she's already not in a great spot, right? So hopefully this starts to reduce her likelihood of holding on. But if I need to, I can drive forward. I can push her into something off of me. And again, tier 1, my goal is to get safe, to get distance. So hair's pretty scary, but hopefully securing that grab, getting your hips under you, and then turning to face them, you have a lot more options. And of course, with all of these, help. Get help from other people, assuming that they're around. If you're isolated, you do what you have to try to deal with it and stay safe. So that's your mandate for tier 1. Other grabs, bear hug. Again, another scary one from the back. So likely, I wouldn't know that this is coming. So I'm standing here. She's going to grab me from the back, and her job is to try to hold my arms down, right? I don't feel good. I feel really restricted. It's a very scary thing, right? She's about my size, but somebody much bigger, this feels even scarier, right? And again, same with the hair pull. She's probably going to try to pull me backwards as well. And then I'm really in trouble. Right? So similar to, back up again, similar to the hair pull, right? My job with the rear attacks is to get my hips under my head. So she's here, she's going to grab and probably pull back. Again, I drop my hips, and I'm going to drop and keep my weight on her arms so that I'm suppressing her. Makes it harder for her to pick me up and do something else to me, right? From here, anything you can do to get out is good. I would recommend, let me turn the face, right? Here, you can see one hand's on top, one hand's on bottom. This is probably how they're going to grab you. They're not going to lace their fingers or something like that. Whatever you have to do, get out of it. But here, I'm going to suppress this, so I've got my center. I'm going to find her bottom hand, and I'm going to push her fist away, right? So again, she's holding me here. She wants to pick me up, so I'm going to drop down. I look, I figure out which hand I need to push on. I find that fist and push, right? You can peel off the fingers, you can do other things. If you can, one more. If you can get your hands inside of that and push out, obviously that's a useful thing. Probably though, if they're strong, it's going to be really hard to do that. So one more. Here, I sink my hips, I drop with my weight on her arms, find that open hand, or find that fist on the bottom, push it aside. Okay? So escaping a bear hug. Onto chokes. Obviously chokes are extremely, they're going for a vital point. It feels really intimidating. So how do you manage those? A choke from the front, let's say it's a two-handed, like, right? You instantly go, your energy goes up, you feel tight, you feel scared. So in general, you want to protect the windpipe. So drop your chin. She comes up. It's going to be harder for her to deal with if I can get my chin down. This is better than nothing, right? With a two-handed grab from the front, unless you've got a very small neck and they have very big hands, they don't have that much of a grab on you because your neck is bigger than a wrist, which is easier to hold on to with your clothing. So they don't have as good a grab, and you can remember that. So when she comes up, right, I'm going to drop the chin. Here, I'm going to take an arm. It doesn't really matter which one, but I'm going to take an arm, and I'm going to raise it up and drop down on her elbows. And then I can push her away. So, again, she comes up. I drop my chin as best I can, and I'm going to take a step back. That frees up this pressure, right? Because she can't actually hold me from the back here. So I'm going to step back, drop down, disrupts her balance, and then send her off, get help, get to the door, right? Your mandate is to escape. Chokes could happen from a whole bunch of different places. This ongoing principle of getting your hips under your head and turning your body is going to help you escape many of them. Probably the most tricky would be like a rear naked choke where she's coming around, and now she's got me, she caught me off guard, I can't see, I've got my windpipe here is getting crushed, so I'm in a lot of trouble, right? And my hips are out, my head's behind me, and I don't have much I can do. So let's start again. Ideally, never give them your back, but there's many situations that you have multiple people around you. So this may happen, right? So she comes up, when she goes here, again, I want my instinct to be drop my hips, and now, here's the way I protect my chin. I drop my chin, and I turn my nose to face her elbow. Right, the crook of her arm here, this is where my windpipe can stay safe, right? This feels very unpleasant and scary. If I can turn to face this and drop my chin, she really can't choke me out very easily. It's a lot more freedom for me. So in addition to that, again, if she's pulled me back, my hips are out, I drop my hips under me, and again, drop down on the forearm here. Now I've got a little bit of freedom and I got some stability and strength in my legs. I want to slip out the back door. The other ones we've been skating forward. This one I'm going to slip out backwards. Right? I'm going to get her on her way at that point, or just get out. So, right, I'm not trying to engage with her. I just want to get free. So something happens. She comes behind me. She's pulling me backwards. I drop my chin, turn in, and I drop my hips. Pull down on the forearm, go out the back, and get free. Right? So basic thing of turning your nose to face her elbow, drop your chin to protect your windpipe, drop down on the forearm to help keep that pressure off your neck, and then sneak out the back, push her away if you need to get free. Again, get help as soon as you can. Okay, the scary ones.